down in the velocity section. No, sorry, not the velocity. We need that later on, but not now. In the field weight section, we will turn the gravity all the way off. So now when we play our animation, the particles will go up instead of going down. So that looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and do that, but they're moving really slow right now, so we do need to open up velocity. Like I said, we'll change the normal from 1 to 5. That might be a bit fast, and I actually want to move this this plane over because it's not really hitting where I want it to be. So we'll move it right there so that the particles go up in this area instead of off the side. Yeah, that's much better. All right, so I think that's too fast. It might make people dizzy. We'll go ahead and change it to 2.5, maybe 3. We might have to do 3. I don't know. We'll do that, but it's even worse because they're all going the same direction. So we'll go ahead and turn rotation on, and we'll give a little bit of randomize here. Well, a little bit of phase up. Turn dynamic on so they rotate. Angular velocity, and we'll change that up to maybe almost 2. Actually, exactly 2. And now you don't see them rotating because they're just halos. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead, let's pause that because it is making me dizzy. We'll go ahead and hit Shift A, and we'll add in a mesh circle. And before we rotate, before we move, we have to go down here to add circle and make sure this fill type says Nagan. We'll go ahead and hit RX90 on our keyboard, enter, then GY, and move it back behind our camera. And we will also move it GX over just in case it's messing with our light, which it won't over here. So now we can go ahead and select our plane once again. We can go down to render, change the render as to object, and then go down here to object and change the instance object to circle. That's a much bigger process than it was before 2.8, but that is fine. I like it. It has a nice setup. It's it's easy to figure out. I mean, it says object right there. We'll go ahead and hit 0 to go back into our camera's view. Now you can see if I play this, our particles are rotating, but they look a bit ridiculous right now because they're just kind of, some of them are sitting there just not rotating at all. Some are rotating. It looks kind of strange. I'll go ahead and select our camera first of all. And go to the camera tab, viewport display, turn the passive part out all the way up because that's bugging me. Now, I think this is too many particles. I think we're just going to stick with the 1000, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think we'll stick with the 1000. I don't know why I turned that up. I think I had it on just 1000 before. But anyway, I do want to turn that randomize down in the rotation section. The phase we can turn down a little bit as well, and the angular velocity we will turn up until they start rotating a lot, which it looks like they're doing now. So I think 4.3 is a good place to stay. I think they're moving too fast still though, so we'll downsize rotation, and in velocity I want to change this from 2.5 to just 2, or maybe just 1. Maybe we'll leave it on 1, to be honest with you. They don't start exactly when the animation starts. That's just way too slow. So maybe 2 isn't too bad. 2 isn't too bad. I think 2's fine. I think 2's fine. Yeah, sure. And we'll turn randomize up just a little bit in velocity because once you do it all the way, it starts looking kind of weird. Look, I mean, look at this. Watch. There you go. It started looking kind of weird. So we don't want it up that high. We'll go like just 1 maybe instead of 6. What does that look like? I think that kind of breaks up the dizziness. It looks like they're all going in the same direction, which I don't like. But this looks like they're on too much of a line path. So we'll go ahead and turn the object velocity up a little bit. Turn the tangent up a little bit to maybe 1, something like that. And the big kicker here is going to be Brownian, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying. In physics, we'll go ahead and go down and go to Brownian and turn that up just a wee bit. Now our velocity randomize is on too high. We'll go ahead and just have that up just a little bit, just to give it that little kick. Yeah, there we go. But now you see the problem we're having is that it's going the wrong way now. Now it's going to the front, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn some of this down again. Yeah, that tangent is really messing us up there. So We'll put tangent back on 0. I was hoping that would fix the back and forth, but the Brownian will fix that enough. There we go. So that's looking good. The randomize can go up a little bit more, and then the Brownian. There we go. Yeah. So that looks pretty good. Now they look like they're floating naturally. There's no lines that they're following. It's almost on 1. That looks good. If we go back to the rendered viewport shading, you can see that now we can see the particles. They look pretty cool, but the problem is that they have no material and they are, shiny, which is not what we want. So I'm going to select our circle up here, which is the particle which is what the particle system is using as particles. We'll hit add new material. This material will be solid white. or not solid white, almost white. It'll be a little yellow, something like that. And I'm going to pause it when there's a bunch of particles on the screen right here so that it doesn't keep playing. That looks pretty good to me. We'll turn the specular all the way down and the roughness all the way up. And now what I want to do is we can turn all this off because we don't need any of that. For the actual, let me go and get out of rendered and turn that on. For the circle here, you can see we have some pretty nice lighting going on. There's the darker ones, there's lighter ones, which is really nice, which is what I want. So now I think the only thing left to do is the camera motion and the depth of field, which we will do in a second here. So let's do the camera motion first, so the depth of field can be last. We'll go ahead and drag this open from the bottom here and change this to the graph editor. Now, on the first frame of our animation, we will add in a rotation keyframe by hitting I on our keyboard. With our camera selected, we'll hit rotation, and now that's added in 3 rotation keyframes, which we can now animate by going over to the right-hand side, opening up this panel, or hitting in our keyboard, and go to modifiers, add modifier, noise, and then with the noise somewhere, there it is, up there, way up there, we'll go ahead and play the animation. It might be a little dizzying, so let's go ahead and turn that main value up. To somewhere around 66, I guess, and we'll turn this way down. We'll turn this to like 0.1, not even 0.1. We'll do like 0.04. Yeah, 0.04. And then for the Y location, we'll go ahead and hit noise, turn that value up, and then make sure this third slider here, this is what's going to offset the animation so it doesn't look like these two animations are playing at the same time, which is what's going to help us be more realistic. I'm also going to go ahead and turn up the random seed so it's not exactly the same, and we will turn down this 1 value to like 0.1. There we go. Looking good. Maybe 0.2. Yeah, 0.2 looks good. Fine. That's fine. Add a modifier on the Z axis as well. Noise. Oh, that one's really bad. And we'll go ahead and turn this down maybe to 0.2. Make sure we change this to a random number here, and of course the depth. I'm sorry, the random seed as well. There we go. So it's moving. It's moving too much now. So we will go ahead and turn this down. It's rotating back and forth too much, which is telling me that the Z-axis is too much. So we'll go ahead and go 0.03, and I think the Y rotation is it's fine. Yeah, sure. And maybe I'll change the depth a little bit. Yeah, maybe that's it. Something like that. Yeah, sure. All right, so that's looking... Oh, no, it's on 1. There we go. We need to put it on 1, and then the depth can be changed. The seed can be changed. Yeah. All right, so that looks pretty good to me. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and drop that... Oh, no, I've forgotten something that was really cool. So we'll go ahead and animate the lights. We can animate the lights to get a little bit of a flickering effect, which is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and select all of our points. So we'll select this main point we do not need to animate because this is the one that is in the front. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. But we're losing the edges. So let me turn that back on. This main light is the light that's lighting our front face. So I don't want to mess with that one. But what we will do is we'll go ahead and 0.001 to 004. So all 4 of these we will animate. So change that back to the graph editor. There we go. With all of these, we cannot actually animate the bloom setting here, which is unfortunate, which we have to add on, by the way. I forgot to do that. So we'll go to the render tab here, and we'll check bloom on and turn the radius down a little bit, turn the clamp down a little bit, and the intensity down just a little bit. Unfortunately, we cannot animate this intensity, which would have been really great to have this kind of flicker like this, but we can actually animate the lights themselves, which is good enough for me. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't hover our cursor. If we could do it, I would hover my cursor over top of intensity and hit I, but you can see it says bloom intensity property cannot be animated, which kind of stinks, but it's fine. So a way to get around this a little bit is we'll go ahead and just animate the lights themselves. I can animate the energy, which is what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and animate the energy because I got a lot of energy. We'll hit I, hover our cursor over top of the energy button, hit I, and now what we can do is we can open up point, choose energy there, open up this panel on the side, go to modifiers, and once again, you know what I'm doing here, add modifier of noise, and this is going to be a little tricky at first. We'll go ahead and turn the scale up just a little bit so we have like a little bit of a mountain kind of hill, just a little hilly type thing, and we'll turn the strength up a lot.